Yeah, we back, and today we're gonna be talking about Fresh and Fit have been kicked off the YouTube partner program. They are no longer monetized. Let's talk about it, man. That's very interesting. In case you didn't know, man, Fresh and Fit are one of the biggest, not even just black YouTubers, but just YouTubers in general. Last time I checked, I forget how many subscribers they have. They had what? 1.4 million subscribers. So obviously they're highly successful. And they came up around that same time that a lot of different YouTubers came up. They came in that, relationship space, what they call the red pill space. We're going to be talking about women. We're going to be teaching men how to operate with women. We're going to be teaching men the lessons that their father and their grandfather and their uncle should have taught them. A lot of guys came up during that time, right? And Fresh and Fit, they was one of those guys. And I don't really call them necessarily black YouTubers because their audience isn't really geared towards a black audience. They have a multicultural, cosmopolitan type of audience, right? They just happen to be black. So I just want to put that out first. But anyways, I'm going to be playing some bits and pieces from the YouTube video they put out last night announcing, I guess, their departure from YouTube onto a different platform. And I'm going to be coming in and out with my commentary. Let's go.
And we kind of knew that the type of content that we make, for us to be able to give you this content, we have to.
It comes at a cost.
It comes at a cost, dude.
And it won't be here forever.
Yeah. And
we knew that going
Fresh
into it.
always said this, enjoy us while you can.
Yeah. They thought we was capping, man.
Yeah.
They thought it was a joke.
And we made moves on the side knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it straight with
If you look right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
Yep.
So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
So we are in trolling chat. So
yeah. So you literally can't. Yeah, man. So it's so basically we're gonna figure out what's going on because we don't even really know all the details. We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and work together and figure this out. But for now,
we don't even know why.
We don't know the specific reason.
Now, as a YouTube content creator myself, I've only been on the platform taking it seriously, uploading content for 1 year. And I got a tiny little audience that I built up ever since, right? Like 5,000 in the past year. Hopefully we can, hopefully get to Fresh and Fit level in the future, right? But I say all that to say, I never looked at this as my main revenue stream. When I decided to hop on YouTube, I never looked at it as if this is going to be, I'm going to jump in, 2 feet head first, all eggs in one basket, and I'm going to try to live off YouTube. Even still right now, bro, I don't generate no money enough to be living off YouTube, man. The only money I make off YouTube, I could probably go, grab like, a zip of some tree, a zip of some weed, roll up. That's it, bro. That's the only thing YouTube has provided me thus far. So when you hop on YouTube as a content creator, I'm going to use this video to talk about business, the content creation, my perspective as a content creator. You got to do it for the love, man. You can't be thinking about no money. If you think about the money, you're not going to be inspired, bro. You got to have a different source of inspiration than just the money, bro. When I hopped on YouTube, I did it for the same reason that I do music. If you remember the other day, I dropped a video entitled Record Labels Don't Care About Rap Music Anymore. And on that video, I spoke about how I haven't listened to rap music since like 2018, 2019, bro. I haven't kept up with the latest albums, the new trends, the new hot guys on the street. I don't know what's popping. I stopped listening to this shit, bro. But I make music because I wanted to make music that I would want to listen to. So I didn't complain about, the music that was being put out. I just decided that I'm going to make music for myself. I'm going to make music that I want to hear. And when I hopped on YouTube, I decided that I'm going to give my perspective. I'm going to make content that I want to hear because I felt that my content, it was a gap in the market. I didn't make it for money, bro. I wasn't thinking about money. My inspiration was never the money. But just because I say that does not mean that I don't appreciate the support that I do get and I don't want more support. No, definitely take a look up on the screen, hit the Cash App, show love to your boy for this excellent 5-star content that I deliver on a constant basis, man. But anyways, back to the topic. You can't do this for the money, bro. You can't do it for the money. It has to be a different inspiration. And the money will come later, of course. The money will come for sure. But your objective cannot be, I'm doing this to generate a profit off the rip. Nah, bro. It got to be something else that's driving you to get up every day and make content. Now, do I feel sorry for these guys? Nah, not really, because they've been pushing the limits. They've been pushing the limits a little bit lately. They had Nick Fuentes on the podcast like a couple weeks ago, like last month. And then on top of that, take a look up on the screen. You had Myron, I think that's his name. He was walking around, dressing like a Jew, making jokes about the Jewish community, things like that. And then you had him doing that salute that was created by that German dictator back in World War II. Take a look up on the screen. You had Myron doing that on different platforms as well. You know, a lot of ignorant white boy type humor. You know, these dudes, man, like I told you, they're not really, you know, they're YouTubers, they're black YouTubers, but they're not really black YouTubers. You know, a lot of corny shit they was doing. So I don't feel sorry for them, man, because why? Like, what's the point of that, bro? What benefit does it bring you to antagonize the Jewish community? What profit does it bring you to antagonize any community, to be honest? When you weigh the pros and the cons and the positives and the negatives, I don't really see the benefits to doing any of that, bro. It's just bad for business. And as you can see, you lost your YouTube partnership, bro, because you don't think it's some Jewish men and women working at YouTube, bro. You don't think that, bro? You don't think it's some women in high-ranking positions up at YouTube, man? And going back to that red pill type of content, there's a shelf life on that type of content, bro. There's definitely a lifespan on that type of content, because eventually it's only so many lessons you can teach about women, bro. Eventually you got to get out in the field and start talking to women, interacting with women, getting in bed with women, and you got to get in the field. You got to interact. So it's only so many lessons you can teach. Eventually you get bored of that type of content. I'll be honest with you, because as men, you come to a realization eventually that it's not even that deep, bro. It's not even that deep, bro. If a chick acting up, man, just cancel her, man. Just move on to the next, bro. Like, it ain't even that deep. If she bugging out, man, just cancel her, man. Block her. Like, I'm moving on. That's really the type of attitude you got to adapt to. You got to have a nonchalant attitude as it relates to that. You can't really be like, you know, that type of content. Eventually, your audience is gonna tune out of that. So even if this didn't happen, listen, it would have happened eventually, man. It would have been a decline eventually. It's a short life on that type of content, bro. You got to have content that's what they call evergreen. That's always going to be popping. You could come back 5 years, 10 years from now, and people still going to want to rock with it. You can't have content that is only limited to a certain era or a certain period in time or a certain trend. So eventually it was going to happen regardless. But in general, when you're doing business, this is bound to happen. This is business, bro. This is business. Business is unpredictable. Business is unstable. You could wake up on any given morning and everything could be upside down. That's the nature of business. And that's why some people tend to prefer to be in the position of the employee. Everything has its pros and cons. The pros and cons of being, you know, the owner, the CEO, is you have more freedom, more power, more leverage, but you got to deal with the unpredictability and the uncertainty of the entire operation. When you're an employee, you just come in, do your job, get your check, you go home. You don't got to deal with all that complicated business stuff in the background, stressing you out, waking up in the middle of the night. So everything has its pros and cons, you know. But anyways, let's get back into the footage.
I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
Yo, boy. Yo, you gotta relax, boy. You gotta relax. Now, listen, my man hit him with the, cause you know Myron, he used to work for the federal government, right? So he was like, saving children was great. You know, when I was a cop, when I was a federal agent, it was great. You know, saving the world, but saving you guys is better. This was before he was gonna give them the marketing pitch to go follow them to the other platforms to pay $5 a month to subscribe to them on, I believe it's called Rumble. I never been to Rumble, but I've been hearing about it a lot lately. And I just want to say, man, listen. YouTube is the #1 numero uno. It's the head honcho. You could go to whatever platform you could go to. You could build your own platform. You could start your own shit. But YouTube is the shit, bro. YouTube is the platform. They got the infrastructure, man. They got the infrastructure. And I'm telling you, as someone who's been on the platform for 1 year, and I've built a tiny audience of 5,000 people, I'm telling you, I would not have been able to do that on any other platform. I would not have been able to build an audience of 5,000 people just strictly off my content, because YouTube have the artificial intelligence. They got the algorithm to recommend your content to people who would love your content. I'm telling you, the majority of my subscribers have come from YouTube recommendations. The majority of my views, all that shit came from the YouTube algorithm placing my content in front of people that they know will enjoy my content. And that is because YouTube has years of data, years of information. They got excellent high-level engineers working every day around the clock to make sure they maintain the #1 spot. You could go to Rumble, you could go to Bumble, you could go to wherever, bro. YouTube is the #1, bro. It's the #1. It's the #1. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the payouts of how they pay the content creators. I think like every 1,000 views is like $5 or something like that, like $4. It's really not a lot in terms of the payouts they give to content creators. But at the end of the day, they got some amazing infrastructure over here, man. I'm telling you. Shout out to YouTube, man. I'm telling you. That's why I don't talk about leaving YouTube. I'm never gonna leave YouTube, bro. because you have to understand the psychology of the consumer. The consumer is never going to abandon YouTube because YouTube has set up the user experience in a way to where they cannot be replaced unless you really come with a product that can replace them. And on top of that, you got to have the money as well. You got to have the money to set up the infrastructure, to pay the engineers, to pay the staff, to pay the support, to pay for the servers. And the average person don't got that. The average person ain't gonna make a competitor to YouTube, bro. So it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen, bro. The user is never gonna fully migrate to another platform. And it just makes no sense as a content creator to leave YouTube, man. But the thing is, like I said, money cannot be your objective. When you first make your YouTube account and you got 0 subscribers and 0 videos and don't nobody know who you are, and you just starting out uploading your first few videos, money cannot be on your mind. First of all, you can't even monetize it unless you get at least 1,000 subscribers. So you got to really make a bunch of videos and really get yourself up in the game before you can even make $1. So money cannot be the objective, bro. Money cannot be the objective. Even when you do start making money, right? Like I told you, I'm only making weed money off YouTube. Support the channel, bro. Help me upgrade from weed money so I can start, just go from buying weed off YouTube so I could just, I don't know, start buying outfits off YouTube and then graduate to, eventually buying cars off YouTube. Help your brother out, man. Support the content, support the channel, bro. You already know what it is. But yeah, man, money cannot be the objective. The objective has to be, I want to put out some amazing content, connect with my audience, build an audience that rocks with me. That should be the number one objective. So whatever happens, you're not waking up stressing, because these boys, they on here crying. Myron, he up there crying and shit. You cannot be stressed out and have all your eggs in one basket to where if something happens unpredictable, that's business. You have to be protected. You have to be protected. Now, let's continue.
But yeah, all our channels are like demonetized, every one of us. So Fed Reacts,
Yep.
Fresh Prince CEO,
Yep.
Clips channel,
Yep.
More clips. They're all gone, guys, basically off
Yeah.
the
Well, they're
partnership.
still there,
But
we're going to figure out how we're going to post on those for y'all, because we still don't even know how we're going to do it.
Yeah. If we can, at least. 'Cause
yeah, if we can.
we don't know right now.
But we're definitely,
Yeah, that sounds like a coordinated effort by someone high up on the food chain, right? For all your channels, it's one thing if one channel get demonetized. Sometimes that could be like an accident that happened. You might get a strike or whatever. But for all your affiliated channels as well, all at the same time get striked and removed, bro. Nah, that came from high up on the food chain. That was YouTube, the corporation, severing ties with your entire brand, with all your affiliated brands and everything. To me, it sounds like YouTube made an executive decision to sever all economic ties with you guys. Cause I seen the type of money y'all be making, bro. I seen it. Y'all was making like $10,000, $20,000 per day on a live stream. Man, they flooding y'all with the goddamn super chats. They flooding y'all with the donations, bro. I'm over here making weed money. These dudes over here, they making Benz money. You could buy a new Mercedes every 2 weeks with the type of money I seen these dudes making. I'm over here buying zips of weed with my YouTube money. Shit crazy, bro. Hit the goddamn, hit the Cash App, bro. Hit the Cash App, cause I know my content way more fire than that. But like I said, these guys have a more cosmopolitan, multicultural audience, and their audience is way bigger than mine. Like I said, 1.4 million subscribers from all different communities, all different walks of life, all over the world. So to be honest, if I was them, I wouldn't even be stressing like that. I wouldn't even be stressing, number one, because I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket on YouTube. And even if YouTube decided to cut my relationship, right, cut the YouTube partnership program, whatever, you could still run up a bag off the Cash Apps, right? You could still run up a bag off the Cash Apps if your audience is rocking with you like that. You could just go straight direct to consumer, because YouTube was taking 30% off the top anyway, so you could keep all your profit now 100%. Because Cash App is only going to take like what, 1%? So now YouTube was taking 30%, Cash App going to take 1%. That's 29% more profit. But at the same time, you got to factor in the user psychology, right? Because I noticed that people are more inclined to donate or show love when it's on the YouTube super chat, because I guess they want that attention. They want the attention to be up on the screen. They want the attention to be up in the chat room. When you send a Cash App, it's more private, it's more sincere. But people, they want to seek attention. They want to be up on the stage. They want to say, look at me, look at me. That's why they want to send a super chat. That's why you'll see people going to flood the super chat. But when it comes to the Cash App, people don't really flood the Cash App as much. And that goes back to user psychology, right? So listen, I think there's going to be probably most definitely a decrease in the short term in their revenue stream. But I think y'all be all right, man. You got an audience of over 1 million people. You should be all right, man. You should be all right. You should be able to maintain. And going back to what I said, y'all boys, y'all were making like $10,000, $20,000 per day for a very long time. So I hope y'all did something with that money, man. I hope y'all didn't blow that money, bro. I hope y'all didn't blow that. I hope y'all didn't blow that money, because if I was making that type of money, I would reinvest back into the business. And in this video, they did say that they do reinvest into the business. As you can see, their setup is highly professional. So obviously, these guys have invested into their product. I'm not saying they're not investing, but you should have taken some of the profit and put it in another investment vehicle, put it somewhere else to, you know, grow your money. Don't just blow your money, right? So you got to protect yourself out in these streets, man. YouTube should never be, you should never look at YouTube as this is going to be my ticket to the top. Nah, you got to look at YouTube as I'm doing this for the love. I'm doing this for the passion. And those who support me, they're going to support me for the love, for the passion, for what I put out, for the authenticity, etc., etc. You should never put all your eggs into one basket in anything. Business is unpredictable. You have to anticipate all roadblocks, all curveballs that's going to be thrown your way in business. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Now, in the long term, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right. You're probably not going to make, you know, 10,000, 30,000 per day like you were on the YouTube super chat. And on top of that, I don't think you're going to have the infrastructure that YouTube has, because at the end of the day, when YouTube recommends your content, that's also driving the ad dollars. So once you leave YouTube, you no longer have the YouTube algorithm, which is like the greatest thing ever invented. So you lose the YouTube algorithm and you lose a major source of revenue in the super chat, because the user psychology behind the super chat is people want to be up on the stage. They want to be seen. Look at me, look at me. Because if not, they could just send a cash app, but they don't want to send a cash app because the cash app doesn't come with the same attention. So now you lose the super chat, you lose the revenue, the ad dollars, the algorithm. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. So you're going to have to downsize in the short term, but in the long term, I think they'll be all right, man. I think they'll be all right. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Fresh and Fit. Never really watched them like that, but as a businessman myself, I can understand when our product works, when someone has a product that works on the market. So I respect it nonetheless, bro. I respect it nonetheless. So anyways, it's your boy Neferkari. That's Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App up on the screen, and I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in that ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling attention. Enemy watching, he blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This shit is an art and they can never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.